take two. Maverick has eaten part of my point list I was holding on to make sure I didn't forget anything. Anyway, we were talking about feed. Paper is not it. Apparently he thought it was. No, goats do not eat everything, despite what that goat just did. They're entirely picky. They have their favorites of things. Even different blades of hay they'll reject for whatever reason. So, you want to do good hoof care with your goats. Every 2 weeks to a month. Go ahead and give them a trim. If you want them to be healthy, you want them to have good hooves. Very vital. We breed on our homestead goats that are miniatures. That way they're cute and little and sell for pets very well. If you're just doing milk goats for milk, and you're doing large standard breeds, it's just not going to be as viable to sell the animal, the babies, for pets. And we find that the pet market helps us to make ends meet and helps us to make our milk not free, but cheaper. And your goal is to be economic, even if it's not going to be as cheap as, say, the grocery store all the time. It should at least be somewhat economic. The other thing is you want to get rid of horns. When you are investing in goats, you're going to find a lot of free goats out there and cheap goats out there, and they're going to have horns. And horned goats are not the way to go. So you're going to find they're far more successful without the horns. Horns get caught in fences. Horns can hurt you and each other. We had to remove all one goat that had horns because she was trying to eviscerate her friends that were pregnant. So no horns. The miniatures we find they give 2/3 of the milk on half the feed, and of course they take up less space. People love them for pets. That's our #1 market is pets, whereas a standard is a little large for most people, and most of the cities will allow miniatures. So yeah, we're very happy with our choice of goats on our homestead, despite paper eating tendencies. But keeping behavior in check as well, like jumping, that cost you your home last time, didn't I? Helps you to have a good experience with goats. Being dominant over the males will lend to a better experience with the goats. Don't let them get by with anything. And we have a video on being dominant over your goats, but simply put, touching the ear between your thumb and finger says no, and they understand that. Squirt bottle, if they can't be reasoned with in that way. Touching the tail says no. You're learning to speak their language. But this has been Homesteading Successfully with Goats.